Hey guys, so it turns out in the last episode, I forgot to include EJDWMA, so I guess we'll do a quick EJDWMA score roundup. My last predictions were
flashback.
I think that my new neighbor, Meat Fork, and a longtime neighbor of mine, Medic, will both get eliminated next episode. As for me, I think that I'll survive the next episode.
End of flashback.
Let's look at our EWOW 6 results again.
So we don't want too many hands on the ball with that in case people feel like...
Oh sweet. We got our first 3 out of 3 in EJDWMA. Though it's unfortunate to not be able to do EJDWMA, since I've been far behind you. Wow, I guess I can just cut my losses and go on with the video. If you're new here, please check out my first episode of EJDWMA, or 10 Words of Wisdom 08, and 11 Words of Wisdom 08. The links will be in the description below. Now with that out of the way, I am Medicine Airplane, and this is EJDWMA 6. For my Persona, there was a Reddit post in r/object shows where I can get my OC drawn as a zombie just like in Teapot 9. After all, I didn't have a lot of unique versions of my Persona that I made, and I was pretty lazy, but still wanted to change my Persona every episode. So I sent my Persona, waited, and waited. Okay, you probably get the point by now. The OP sent the Persona, and I really liked it. So I chroma keyed the background and submitted it for EWOW 7. Now on to my confessional. I had this random thought in my mind when filling the confessional part in the EWOW 7 form. I may not be able to win EWOW, so how about I push its boundaries? That was when a specific idea came to mind. It was Unicrush. I was gonna make a confessional that's over 1000 characters, but also is sort of like the confessional is in a state of being over the character limit and barely under at the same time, until it's directly absurd. Here's the full confessional on screen. I'll give you some time to pause the video. Now let's get to my response. I'm going to be as transparent as I can be with you right now. I have never misunderstood a prompt this badly before. When I saw EWOW 7A, I wouldn't have been surprised if I lost a life. All the other responses got the memo, unlike me. But the past is in the past, so I'll just say my response anyway. The EWOW 7 prompt was, in a world of sentient objects, one object is running for president. Give an example of an object, and what its campaign slogan would be. Since I can't specifically choose something, I used a random object generator, and continued rolling until I got an object that I can use. The object in question was soap, and so I made the response as soap. I clean hands quick, so food can stay slick. Along with me focusing too much on rhyming, I also focused on what the object does in general, rather than a possible thing it would do politically, which clearly isn't what the prompt wanted from me. And I didn't even give it a campaign slogan. It was crystal clear to me that I was cooked. For real this time. But I guess I just have to wait and see. But we don't have to wait for that long, cause the next part is coming up any second now. It's time for the moment that can make or break my gray zone streak since EWOW 1. Anyways, let's just get straight to it. To be fair, this was to be expected. I misunderstood the prompt by a whole light year, so my result was easily predictable. As you can see, I got a disappointing 1976th place, with a score of 27.37% and a standard deviation of 26.67%, making me lose my first ever life. I'm guessing the voters thought that my response looked like it was from an AI. Nevertheless, I still had 2 more chances to redeem myself and even get back my lost life, if possible. And I wasn't alone either, as Medialitro also lost a life too, still beating me with a placement of 1381st, a score of 45.90%, and a standard deviation of 33.96%. His response was, President Vice's Vice President's advice sets precedents despite lies precedents. I thinks me got a stroke reads this. Me typical gets away from our crossfire with a placement of 574th, a score of 59.69%, and a standard deviation of 29.28%. Me typical's response was, letter for president. I'll always stand up for the little guy. Clearly these two responses were way better than mine, since I misunderstood the prompt badly. If I had a nickel for every time I mentioned my prompt misunderstanding, I probably wouldn't have that much, but with the way I'm writing this script, I'll be the grey version of Scrooge McDuck. Let's just get to the outro already. So to recap this episode, Bookzona turned zombie, Unicrushed confessional, misunderstandings related to soap, and the loss of both Medialitro's second life and my first life. I hope you enjoyed this episode of EJDWMA. Well, you clearly did, since you got this far. Not a lot of people get that far, so I highly appreciate it. I hate to be that guy, but leave a comment wishing EJDWMA a happy birthday. I honestly wouldn't have gotten this far if it wasn't for that one video from Quirky Burger, specifically this clip in particular.
If you've already made a video documenting your EWOW journey, or you plan to, let me know in the comments, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video.
Sure, I was a sucker for shoutouts, but if it wasn't for these sacred words, I would have been a nobody competing in a random object camp hosted by a guy with a knack for STEM and BFDI. Thank you everyone who stuck with me until now, and I'll see you in EJDWMA 87. Hello guys, I usually don't do these kind of videos, mainly because all of my videos are just
Oh hey Medicine, I wanna tell you something.
Oh hey man, I didn't really see you coming, but I got something to share with you first.
Sure, what is it?
I couldn't believe that it's already been one whole year since my first episode of EJDWMA, and I went from this until today. The friends I made, the viewers that took their time seeing these episodes, time really flies, you know.
Oh for sure. But speaking of time flying, my birthday's in 2 days, and I'll really be looking forward to that day.
Well, if that's the case, happy early birthday, bro.
Thanks, bro. Are you aware that EJDWMA 1A is still playing?
Huh. Alright.